thank you, man. You look great. Thank you for being here. For supportive in the front row. I appreciate it. What a young, hip crowd of people that I'm now going to alienate completely. Hi, I'm drunk. I started drinking it. I took a little break from alcohol because I got in trouble about it a little while ago. I was in a grocery store parking lot sitting in my car feeling bad for myself because I had just officially realized that I'm at the age where every song that plays in the grocery store is a banger. I was looking at the produce like, why you gotta go and make things so complicated? God, I love this store. And I must look sketchy because eventually a group of teenagers came up to me, and as soon as they approached me, I put my keys in between my knuckles because I got startled. And they were like, sir, we were wondering if you would buy us alcohol. And that put me in a weird position because it is illegal to buy children alcohol. But when I was their age, I would hang out parking lots and had sketchy dudes to buy me beer, and they would do it. And what's more important, a man-made law or a debt I owe the universe? Oh, but I was trying to be responsible, so I was like, okay, I can buy you boys beer, but I want to be sure none of you boys are going to be driving tonight, are you? And they said, oh, sir, don't worry. We're all too young to drive. I was like, all right, that's all I needed to hit. I like to drink alcohol. My wife likes to smoke weed because my wife is good at smoking weed. My wife will smoke weed and be like, oh, hell yeah, let's chill. And I'll smoke weed and be like, oh, no, my existence violates my belief system. But recently, we were driving down the freeway. I was sober driving the car. My wife was in the passenger seat. She sparked up a joint. And as soon as she lit up, our car got passed by a motorcyclist wearing a t-shirt that said, if you're reading this, the bitch fell off. And my wife read his shirt, blew out a plume of smoke, and said, good for him. I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, well, that means his ex fell off. She wasn't who she was when she started the relationship. She wasn't keeping him happy anymore. So instead of being toxic, he got on his bike and rode off into a better life. And I had to be like, oh, baby, no. That shirt implies that a woman fell off his bike and died, and instead of trying to help, he kept riding. And then my wife took another hit of weed and said, well, I don't mean to victim blame, but why would a woman ever get on a motorcycle with a man wearing that t-shirt? And I was like, what the fuck are you smoking? And so I pulled over to a safe location. I was like, let me get a hit of that. And she was like, no, you get weird when you're smoking. I'm like, I'm not going to get weird. I've been practicing when you're not the house anymore. And then I took a tiny little baby hit of weed, and she was like, okay, now that we're on the same wavelength, why do you think that man was wearing that t-shirt? And opened my mouth to say because he's an asshole, but as soon as I went to speak, the weed hit, and instead I was like, oh, I believe that man has been recently heartbroken. And he used to ride his motorcycle with nothing but a sense of freedom as the wind whipped past his big bald head. But now he can't help but be haunted by the phantom presence of his former lover's arms wrapped around his waist as he rides. So he wears that shirt as a testament to his shame, as if to declare to the world, though I may appear to be alone, I shall never again be without my regrets. And then my wife finished the weed and went, see, this is why nobody smoke with you. This is devastating. Try this joke. I don't know how it's gonna go. You don't look married. Are you guys married? Are you guys in a relationship with each other? Are you guys okay? Just two handsome fellas hanging out. Fucking weird, dog. At least have the balls to fuck, dude. My wife and I were hanging out on the couch recently, and she got a text from work. She was like, hey, I gotta send an email, but my laptop's in the room. Can I use yours? It's right here. I was like, of course. She opened it up. She typed in my password. There's no secrets between us. But when she opened up my computer, what she found was porn, and that's not the problem. We're both adults. We know we masturbate. I think the problem was the porn she found were a porn site search results for the words waterboarding. And she was like, you've been watching women get waterboarded? I wasn't even embarrassed. I was like, you knew I was a sicko, and frankly, you and I have been sickos together a number of times. Then she was like, okay, well, does that mean you want to waterboard me? And I said, to be honest, I've never thought about it. And that's when she got mad. She was like, oh, you're gonna watch other women get waterboarded? You're not gonna waterboard me, your woman? I was like, I don't know. I guess I could waterboard you. It just depends. She went, depends on what? And I was like, on where you were September 11th, 2001. And then she looked at me like, are you guys doing Guantanamo Bay roleplay right now? And I looked at her like, I do not know what I'm doing, but if we are playing this game, it is your serve. And then she spit in my face and said, death to America. And we had the weirdest sex I've ever had in my life. And I can tell we're still trying to figure out if we liked it or not, because we've had Guantanamo-based sex at least 3 more times since then. Our safe word is Abu Ghraib. And what makes it sexy is keeping it realistic. So sometimes she pretends to be a terrorist hiding information from me, but most of the time, she pretends to be a truly innocent civilian who has no idea why she's been abducted by the US government. And those times are so much hotter. So that's my dirtiest joke. And a few weeks ago, I got booked to do a dirty show in Chicago, and it went pretty badly for me, because I do a lot of comedy like that. Like, the first comic went up, and he was like, pussy, pussy, pussy. And the crowd was like, this is what we came here for. And the next comic was like, pussy, pussy, dick, pussy. And the crowd was like, this is versatility at its finest. And then I went up, and I was like, Palestine. And it went pretty bad, so I've been working on a dirty joke. Do you guys mind if I share it with you right now? Thank you for your support. Okay, this is my dirty joke. The other day, I was fucking my wife from the back. And she said, yeah, hit my back walls. And I was like, yeah, I'm getting at those back walls. And she was like, yeah, make me feel it in my back walls. And then as I came, I shouted, Mr. Gorbachev! Tear down these back walls. That joke is funnier if you know that after the war, the east side of my wife's pussy fell to communism. Who is that even for? None of us were alive, I don't think. I don't know. I don't even think most of us were alive for the Gulf. How few wars we've seen, but how many we've yet to see. What's up, dog? Now's a good time to tell you that I'm a father. I got a 6-year-old girl. Her name is Bernice because I lost that fight with my wife. My wife was like, we should name her Bernice. It'll mean a lot to my family. I was like, is an 80-year-old woman about to crawl out of your body? And it sucks because I call her Bernie for short, but because I do comedy, everyone assumes I named her after Bernie Mac, which is ridiculous. I would never give my daughter the same first name as a stand-up because I already gave her the same middle name as a stand-up. My daughter's full name is Bernice Cedric the Entertainer Cook, and I love her very much. She's a good kid. She's in the 1st grade, I'm pretty sure. And she came home the other day. It was just me and her. My wife was working late. She's been in a real mac and cheese phase. I've been trying to get her to eat salad. I was ready for that to be the conversation we had when I said, baby, what do you want for dinner tonight? And to my surprise, she said, Dad, for dinner tonight, can we eat pussy? And I got pretty concerned, but you can't freak out in front of your children. You have to do coy shit like, oh, what an interesting cuisine request, Bernice. Who told you about eating pussy? And it turns out a little boy in her grade has an older brother who told him that when boys grow up, they grow up to eat pussy. And he was repeating that to the other boys in the class. My daughter overheard and said, well, I'm gonna eat pussy too. And all the boys banded together and said, no, only boys can eat pussy. And so now my daughter wanted to eat pussy to prove them wrong. And I'm in a position where what I want to do is affirm my daughter's feminist beliefs, but what I need is for her to stop saying pussy. And so I go, Bernie, just like for the record, what do you think pussy is? And she goes, is it like a treat? And I'm like, it is. That's correct, yeah. But, you know, that boy lied to you. People of all genders can eat pussy, but you have to be a grown-up to eat pussy. And if any adult ever tells you differently, you have to give me their name so that I can kill them. You said, but Dad, why can only grown-ups eat pussy? I go, it's an acquired taste. She's like, Dad, have you ever eaten pussy before? I was like, yeah, Dad ate pussy this morning after you went to school. She was like, who made it? I said, your mom. She asked, how was it? I was like, it's been different ever since you were born, but I love it just the same. And she's just a little kid. She doesn't even know what she's talking about. I just want to know if she grows up and feels embarrassed about this, that I've always loved her. So I got down on my knees and I gave her a big hug and I said, Bernie, if when you grow up you decide you still want to eat pussy, just know that me and your mother will love you just the same because you are our child and our love for you is unconditional. And then she gave me a big hug back and said, thanks, Dad. Maybe when I'm grown up, you and me can eat pussy together. You really did not. You were upset the whole time. The whole time I was telling that joke, you were like, what? And I was like, I promise it's gonna be okay. My daughter and I had another linguistic snafu recently. We moved to a new neighborhood. My daughter has all different kinds of people in her life, but we moved to a neighborhood with more Hasidic Jews than she's used to. And we were in a Jewish grocery store because I needed pearled couscous. And I was like, the Jewish store will have it. And my daughter saw, for the first time in her life, a Hasidic woman. And she said rather loudly, Dad, why does that woman's hair look so weird? And I went, oh, baby, I don't think you mean to say weird. I think you mean to say different. And the reason that woman's hair might look different is because she's wearing a wig. And my daughter asked, why? And I said, because she's Jewish, and sometimes Jews wear wigs. And my daughter said, okay, thanks, Dad. And I was like, great, there's no way that ever comes up again. But then later that night, me and my shiksa wife were on the couch watching reruns of RuPaul's Drag Race. And my daughter came out and saw all the drag queens on the TV and went, whoa, those Jews are gorgeous. My wife didn't even look up. She was like, whatever happened, you need to correct it. I'm not gonna. I want to see how old my daughter gets thinking that drag queens and Hasidic Jews share the same part of a Venn diagram. Why is Israel so mad at RuPaul, Dad? Oh, he was there first. I don't know. I don't want to tell this joke. Okay, you say it now, but where will you be when it goes poorly? No one's ever there for the lonely man who did poorly. You have a nice cardigan. How are you doing?
Great, you're so funny.
Oh, thank you. I needed that more than I can express right now without fucking up my, persona. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. I am but a facade I place before the audience. I'm black. I have to tell that to people before I do a race joke. Otherwise, everybody's like, this Indian person can't talk like that. I was reading a book about racial segregation recently because I don't like to be happy for too long at any given point. And I learned that one of the many things we racially segregated in this country for hundreds of years were schools for the blind. And I think we can all agree, even if you're racist, what a waste of money. Just lie to them. And then I kept reading that chapter. I found out that one of the most preeminent people against racism early in American society was Helen Keller, who was deaf and blind. And I thought it was so impressive that a woman who lived such a difficult life would lend her proverbial voice to help others. I think the only thing more impressive than Helen Keller not being racist would be if Helen Keller was racist as hell. And she's the only white person I would take it from. If a regular white was like, back off, you're black, I'd be like, fuck you. But if Helen Keller was like, get away from me, nigger, I'd be like, God damn. Who taught you that word? So I told that joke at a show, and afterwards this woman came up to me. She was like, I teach hard of hearing children. I can tell you there's 3 different ways to sign that word in sign language. There's a way to sign nigga, there's a way to sign nigger, and there's a way to sign the phrase the N-word. And then she asked me, do you want me to tell you and she told me that there's a lot of hot debate in the deaf community as to which one they should use when they're translating rap concerts. And then she was like, do you want me to tell you the difference so that you know if a deaf person ever calls you that, if you should be offended? And I was like, no. If a deaf person calls me a nigger, they can just have it. You know, they wouldn't be racist if they knew how good our music was. You know what I'm talking about? You're allowed to be ableist, hypothetical, disabled people. I asked somebody who went to college, and they were like, yeah, it's cool. Where did you go, Wesleyan? It's the only college I know by name. I have to get off the stage. I tell one story, one quick thing. Which one? Okay, I'm gonna tell this story and then I'm gonna leave. Okay, I got to go to I'm gonna tell, okay, my daughter, one last thing about her, she has a little Jewish friend and a little Catholic friend. These things came up in conversation. I don't want you to think I'm grilling kids when they come over to my house about who their God is. And I guess they talk about faith, because my daughter was like, Dad, my one friend's Jewish and my other friend is Catholic. What does that make us? And I didn't have the heart to tell her that she's a godless heathen. So in a moment of panic, I went, oh, baby, we're goth. And I thought that would be the end of it, but it was Halloween recently. She went to school, and her teacher was like, hey, if you can't celebrate Halloween for religious purposes, have your parents fill out this form. You can hang out in the library while the rest of us have fun. And my daughter raised her hand and said, Miss Teacher, do goths celebrate Halloween? And the teacher went, in my experience, goths love Halloween. So my daughter came home and was like, Dad, I know Halloween is important to our people. And then We were this last week. I was in New York for some shows. I brought my kid and my wife. My wife was having dinner with some friends. Me and my daughter were on the subway, and one of the stops, a full-fledged pale white goth in a black corset and a black tutu got on the train. And before I could distract my daughter, she turned to the woman and went, "Oh my gosh, are you goth?" And the woman went, "I am goth." And my daughter said, "My whole family is goth." And the woman looked at me like, "You're not goth." And I was like, "All right, I'm actually Midwest emo, but it's adjacent." Like, could you help me lie to this child, please? And then my daughter was like, "But if you're goth and we're goth, why are you dressed so differently from us?" And this sweet, beautiful stranger went, "Oh, that's because you're secular and I'm orthogoth." Okay, thank you guys for being here. You're a wonderful group of people. Give it up for your host, everybody.